Hello and welcome to This Is Baltimore 2, where we show you what's good in your Baltimore neighborhood. I'm your host, Odessa, and today we're at Northwestern High School, which is the training facility for the Baltimore City Track and Field Club. Coaching track and field takes a special kind of person with a special kind of heart. This story is about Coach Etosha Bakari, who you will see is that special kind of person with that special kind of heart.
Track and field is run across every part of Baltimore City. On the high school level, track and field is the second most popular sport in America. Youngsters and high school students participate in this international sport. In Baltimore City, the Baltimore City Track and Field Club is led by a dynamic collaboration of Itasha and Lutalo Bakari. This presentation is about Coach Etosha Bakari, the matriarch of the Baltimore City Track and Field Club. At Northwestern High School, Coach Itasha encourages some of the best young track and field athletes in Baltimore.
I began coaching for my dedication to the community and my love for track and field and children. I was a high school and collegiate All-American academic and athletically. I attended St. Augustine's College on a full athletic and academic scholarship. I graduated with a bachelor's in elementary education.
Itasha's husband, Lutalo Bakari, is a winning coach in his own right. He coaches the track team at Digital Harbor High School and has won several city, regional, and state titles.
Let's go.
Lutalo discusses the impact Itasha has had on the track program and the kids who participate in the sport.
First and foremost, describe my wife, Etosha Bakari, as a phenomenal woman. She is one of those people who is an ordinary person who makes extraordinary sacrifice so she can produce extraordinary feats. As a coach, she has that ability to exercise unselfish desire to serve other people so they can maximize their potential.
Michael Francis, Itasha and Lutalo's son, has followed in his parents' footsteps.
I've been running since I was about 6, and I wasn't always fast, but as the years went on, I got faster. So these are some of my awards, and some of them are for football, some are for track, but most of them are for track. And some of my plaques, and then I got some trophies in the basement, and then I got some medals right here. They're a little junky, but this is all the medals I've ever got in my whole life. There's a whole lot more in here, but that's about it. Some national medals and some regional and state medals and a whole bunch of other awards going on.
Coach Itasha discusses raising her son while coaching track and field.
Mikey started running track at the age of 7, so he still needed his mommy. And it was difficult to coach and be professional and be a mentor to him and be his mother, because he had to share me with a whole lot of other children and adults. And we were always the first one to practice and the last one to leave.
Michael discusses having mom also be your coach.
She's a coach. She's all around. She's a good coach. I don't want to say tough, meaning like she's not mean, but she's fair. And when track practice comes around, she's all about track practice. Like, that's my mom, but you would not know that was my mom unless you know us personally. Like, at track practice, she treats me just like any other kids. She used to coach me like any other kid she used to coach, and she coaches like a mom, and she mothers like she coaches. So it's just her being her, not a coach or a mother. She's just Coach Tasha and mom at the same time.
The older he got, he became adjusted to our schedule and what that sacrifice meant for me to be there at all times. And then him, once he became a teenager, he had to sacrifice his social life also to commit to, being great. So emotionally, it was a blessing for me to be there with him to see all of his good and bad times with competing. But socially, I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, I think it was a great experience for the both of us.
Balancing family, work, and coaching calls for Itasha to sometimes perform her coaching duties in her work clothes.
Very good.
To me, it's not very hard to juggle family, coaching, and working because I've always been very, I guess, active. When I was a child, I always had extracurricular activities after school, and those then spilled over into the weekend. When I went to college, I joined a sorority, and I also was on the track team, so I've always been a very busy person. So a lot of times when I don't have things to do after work, it's kind of like I'm a little bored. So being active is good for me. So it's not hard. It's just kind of what I'm used to. The advice that I would give to parents who are thinking about getting their children involved with track and field, to me, I would tell them that it's a good thing. I do believe that. It may be a biased opinion, but I do believe that track is the foundation of every sport. You are learning how to operate your entire body and use it as a vessel to I guess improve yourself physically. And but any extracurricular activity I think is good for children. It helps them with maintaining responsibility, teamwork, and it's also a good, safe, social atmosphere for children. Raising a child in the inner city is very difficult, and it's a challenge because as a parent you are competing against some of the things within the community that may not be good for you.
During training, every runner will take his or her share of spills, and Coach Itasha does everything to encourage them to get back up again. But no one gets more encouragement than the little runners on her team. If you're big enough to run, you are big enough to compete, even if you can't tie your own shoes. Coach Itasha discusses her views on track and field, life, and being a mentor.
A lot of times, people think that being a coach is about we want to win and we want to be athletically successful. But I really do want to see these young men and young women to grow up and give back to their communities and be successful in anything that they put their mind to, even if they are not the fastest or don't jump the farthest or don't throw the farthest. I want them to be good people. That's my overall goal for all of them. I would say the most difficult part about coaching probably is being the only female coach. A lot of times it's a male dominated field, and a lot of times I'm looked at as, oh, here comes the Muslim lady coach, but under this scarf I'm still a person. It doesn't change what I want for my children, my community, just like everyone else. And now years in, I'm starting to get that respect, and that I am educated not only in the sport, but I know my stuff, and I know people. And I think in order to be in any position that you're working with people, you have to be a people person. And so, sometimes times are hard when you are the only woman and you're only 5'6", and you have these men towering over you, and they have their opinions, but I give them a run for their money. I have my opinions too, so I know how to treat them now, and they know how to treat me. So it's just good.
Alright, let's go.
Lutalo talks about the impact Itasha has made on him professionally and personally.
I view her as my soulmate because she also assists me in developing to my highest good and greatest potential as a social worker, track coach, and mentor. As a wife, she has that ability to just give unselfishly to her children. I would identify her as being one of the best mothers I've ever seen in my life. And the only person that I could say match her ability that I actually experienced would be my mother and my grandmother. She's right there with them. I mean, she's a beautiful person all the way around. She's just magnificent. She's a person that I feel as though that I've been blessed to know as a coach, as my wife, and also as a friend. She's also my best friend. So it warms my heart for someone other than myself wanting to interview her, because she's just such a great person to me. And she always has my back.
Coach Itasha gives words of appreciation to the kids and parents, and the children and adults express their gratitude for Coach Itasha's efforts.
I want to thank you all for all your support. It means the world to Coach Bakari and I that you all come out every night and you're just here. You're extra eyes and extra, hands to, hold on to the kids, love them, watch them. So I really appreciate it, because we all have jobs and households that we have to manage, and I appreciate you all support. It means the world to me. So thank you all very much. Okay. I'm a crybaby, but these are our inspirations.
Take time.
It's tears of joy because you all are growing and you're going to high school. So no more running around in this gym. So I love you all. I wish you all the best. I know we'll see each other because track is our life.
I do like the program. The most thing that I like about it is that Coach Itasha and Coach Bob, you can tell that they really genuinely care for the children. It's not all about winning, but they really do care for the children. Even my son, who's 3 years old, who's always getting in the way, wanting to run races, she never, ever told him that he couldn't run in the races or that he couldn't participate in practice, and for that I really appreciate it.
Stop. I seen some older people's feet on the ground.
This is a good program, and Coach Itasha and Coach Bakari are wonderful coaches. They taught me a lot during my first year running, because at first I didn't start with Baltimore City. I started with a different team, and then I moved to here, and I just became a better runner.
As Coach Bakari and Randall, I started off just 5Ks. I didn't have a team, so I looked for a track team, and I found coaches are the best. It's just a nice environment.
Come on, Stephanie! Come on! Hey, now!
Baltimore City Track and Field has meant a lot to us. This is our second time returning. We missed the summer, and I did not realize how much of a family unit everybody is here. My son has made so many friends. He's experienced a lot of new things. He's learned a lot about himself, as well as just being a part of the family and being a team player. And I really think that that's great. I wish everybody the best of luck, and I hope that we continue to stay one big happy family.
I think the program is fun and I love it. That means very a lot to me, because without track, I would be home. home by myself and just doing the homework, staying home, still being active and healthy. And I just really love track. I love all my coaches. And I appreciate Coach Bakari and Coach Itasha trying to make me run like my sister Gino. Thanks, Coach Bakari and Coach Itasha.
I only play football, but my cousin Charlie, he told me if you don't run track, you're not going to have nothing to do. So I ran track. Coach Itasha taught me a lot of stuff.
Well, track means a lot to me because Coach Itasha and Coach Bach pushed me very hard so I could reach the best of my ability. And all I did was play football a lot, and then I run track so that I could be faster in football to make me better and so I could be more active as an athlete. Thank you, Coach Itasha and Coach Bach. I like Coach Itasha and this program.
I've been running for Baltimore City for 2 years, this year, last year, and I enjoyed it. Track runs in my family, so I started off a real good athlete, and Coach Bach just made me a better athlete. Now I'm going to national track meets and things like that.
The coaches just want to say we thank you for all of your love and your dedication. You're more than just coaches. You're like parents. You're like best friends. You're like part of the community. You teach them how to run, but more importantly, you teach them how to be better human beings. And we love you for that. And all the dedication and the weekend travel you do for us and for your own family, we love you.
The best part about coaching to me is to be able to be directly involved with the success of children. And a lot of times when people look at the more negative side of things that happen with children, I don't look at them as negative. I look at them as hurdles and obstacles that they have to climb, because sometimes some people have to touch the stove to realize it's hot. Some people touch it 2 and 3 times. And we have those kids on our team that we have to remind them of what to do, the right and the wrong thing to do. And I don't just look at myself as a coach. I look at myself as a life mentor to these young adults and sometimes their parents, to make sure that they know that it's important to be involved in the foundation of our future.
And I plan to continue to do this until as long as there's a need.
On a warm afternoon in early spring, Randall Gornowich drove to Druid Hill Park and created his art car.
I'm a visual artist from Michigan who's lived in Baltimore for, 25 years or so, off and on. Right now I am making an art car that I hope will be visible in Artscape this year. I'm outside today because it's like the first beautiful day here in Baltimore, and this is what I have to do when it's beautiful. Can't do this in the rain. So I'm creating an art car using painted balls from the sweet gum tree. Because people hate them because they're like the biggest sandburrs in the world. But for me, they're pixels. A picture.
While at Silburn Arboretum, Richard Simon talks about the sweet gum tree.
I was in the nursery business all during my working life, and I know something about this sweet gum. And the scientific name is liquid ambar styricifolia. And it has another name, it's a star gum, because it has a leaf that has 5 points on it like a star, and it has these little balls that have seeds in them that have little pieces that's parts of it that are stiff, and they are quite ornamental. People will paint them with spray paint, different colors, use them as Christmas ornaments on a Christmas tree. They're very versatile, and it's a good shade tree, except it's a nuisance when the balls start to fall on the ground, and then you gotta clean them up. But other than that, it's a great tree.
I'm trying to go for an underwater scene, but this is my first attempt, so we're just kind of winging it. I think I'm trying to do fish right now. So there. preschool, they noticed I could do things, and I just love the compliments. It's all about ego. And feeding your soul, I think, is creating is just, there's nothing richer. I don't think I'd start calling myself an artist until maybe after college. But I think most people are artists in one way or another. I love public art, and not everyone gets out to the museums. So when you do an art car, you're pretty much a museum on wheels. It always feels like you're in a parade. Best antidepressant in the world, when you drive around in an art car, everyone smiles and waves at you, and you feel like you're in a parade. Favorite old adage is smiles are to humanity what sunshine is to flowers. If people are smiling at you, you're just going to smile back. You got no choice. Big flamingo on the front of Baltimore's cafe. It's fun. It's very popular. Everyone knows the flamingo. No one knows me, which is okay. I'm going to run out of these in probably another hour or less. So I'll have to make more for the next show. But this is, again, my first trial run. And as soon as I'm finished with it, and I have to finish it before it gets dark, I'll take a picture and then take them all down just like that. So it's almost like a Buddhist sand painting. It's temporary. The only way it'll have ever existed is when I take pictures of it. What have we learned today? That 3,000 magnets doesn't go as far as you think it will. So I got here at probably 2:30. So it's been a good 3 hours. And can replace all the joy that
Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you for joining us, and please tune in again so we can show you what's good in your Baltimore neighborhood.